Okay, hopefully that's all in focus, and we can now go around and take out all the rest of these pegs. Always slacken off the buckles here, so when you're putting it back up, they're nice and slack when you peg the D-rings, like that. So slacken off the buckle, then pull your peg. Remember they're at 45 degrees, don't try pulling them straight up, because you'll bend them. There you go. So slacken the strap, pull the peg all the way around. Yeah, don't leave your pegs in the floor, you'll never find them again until you trip over them. This is a point where if you've got small children with you, you can hand them the pegs, get them to scrape any earth off them, and then stack them up in a little H pile to dry. There's no point in getting all of your tent down nice and dry and then putting wet, muddy pegs in with the tent bag so that it can get the whole tent wet again. Slacken and pull, slacken and pull. Cool. Right, just unload these for the moment. There we go. So now, in we go. Press and turn. Press and turn. Press and turn. Absolutely fabulous. Cool. And all we have to do is just pull this lot back out straight. Again here. Always does pay just to have, we'll fold this bay end in over the top. Get as nice a square as we possibly can. Obviously, we try and avoid stepping on the tent itself. And it always does pay to have a towel handy that you can actually brush off, wipe down any damp that's in there. Make sure everything's inside the ground sheet area, like that. Now, when we undid this one, it had actually been folded from the back, which I found interesting, because naturally you would fold it from that side to express air out of the beams. So thinking about the size of the bag, so we'll bring the bag up here. No point in going through all of the gyrations of folding up the tent to find it won't fit in the bag. So that's for the footprint, so we'll put that under there, stop it blowing away. What else have we got? We've got destructions in there, and we've got the tape to hold it all together. Right, so I'm going to go, as I described before, alright, folding in this way. So about the bag width, like that. Just going along, expressing as much air out of it as we can, especially in the area of the beams, like that. Okay. So definitely don't want to be much more in there, and we'll go over another one. Keep that bag handy like that. Yeah, we're getting about the right size. What I'm going to do is now just do one turn in from here. So we're keeping all of the tent inside the ground sheet area like that. Obviously we've left the valves open, otherwise we'd be fighting against ourselves. Pull that one down and then over there. So we're now getting air out of the tubes and out of the tent itself. And then we're going to start rolling up from this end like that. Now at this point, when it was new, it had the pump and the tube inside, rolled up inside it. So let's see if we can find everything, the wherewithal for that. There's also the repair kit that needs to go in the bag with it. Now then, one of these had the extension piece for that one, the pipe and the manometer in it as well. So we'll make sure all that one goes in. I'm going to wrap those up separately. Just put the pump in with it. So now we just take it nice and steadily. Let's see the air come out. As we go. Nice to see that despite the rain showers we had yesterday, we've got no pool of rain between the ground sheet, tent ground sheet, and the footprint. So that's rather good. Now, as we're going up here, this is now going to try and start pulling apart. We can make sure we pull that in, because obviously it's now trying to express the last of the air. There's time to have a 2-minute rest. Just your body weight on it. Get the rest of the air out of it. And this is the point where we end up looking to see if we have to undo it again and start all over again, because we can't get it in the bag. But things are looking good. The air out of there. This bit's always easy with 2, but whatever. Just lift that up enough to get that one in there. Right, now I'm going to stop at that, because we of course have got the tape here, and having now got the tent captive so it doesn't explode all over the field, we can now put that tape back on. Just like having a third hand, really. And we keep on pulling on the bag, and then when we're feeling brave, you lift it up. Cool, happy with that. That goes in there. So now we need to make sure that repair kit goes in there as well. Plenty of room for that to go down the side. Now I think that one has got the spare T-piece in, so just for safety we'll take the air valve, air gauge manometer off there. That one can go in like so. We'll put that in with pegs. Make sure we get all the pegs. It'll be a real tragedy if we get in camp and find ourselves with no pegs. Ooh, misses. And funnily enough, not all campsites shop actually stock pegs. You do your baked beans and your tin chilli and a bit of camping gas. Not all of them stock pegs and tent spares because there's millions of tents. There are similarities. So there we have pegs like that. And I'm just going to fold this one gently and slide it down the side. So pegs could have gone in with the tent, not a preference of mine. I'd much rather they went in the side like that. And then this one, very simply, try not to kink it, because although it's corrugated pipe, once it's had a good kink, it can snap and break, and it's not much fun. Right, so there we go, that's all of that. And then round the side here, we've got those straps, compression straps, to try and make it a little bit smaller for going in the car. Now normally I use a camping trailer, which is quite a large affair, because this tent is about the size of the annex on my big tent, and the other tent weighs the same as a small hippopotamus. Whereas this one's quite nicely manageable. If you've got a big bike, you could take it on a bike. I personally wouldn't. I use a smaller tent on there. But that is the tent, all nicely wrapped up. Eminently manageable. Easily done by one. So that's a Billy bonus. Elastic strap, what did that come off? Now then, usually the elastic straps are on the air beds. That's right. And the ground sheet will have a tent, so that will go with that airbed. That one will go through my belt for the moment, so it doesn't blow away. And I'll put my first peg there through the loop on the bag, so it doesn't disappear off across the campsite. Wind is blowing from this direction, so I'm going to leave those pegs in to start us off and take these out. Now very often you get some condensation under the footprint, so we might need to turn it over and leave it out in the sun for a little while. So let's just have a look, see if it's got damp underneath. It's nice and dry on the top. And I can say, actually no, it's nice and dry. That's cool. Happy with that. If we do find it's damp underneath, we just pause, wipe it off, let the sun dry it out. Right, so we can look and see where the fold lines are in this one. I would normally and naturally have gone straight to side, but this one's been done this way, so that's the way we're going to do. We're going to follow the fold lines. And literally go straight in half there. It is a little bit damp on the bottom there, so I'm just going to peg in through these two loops here. Same again here. Nothing more embarrassing than watching your footprint disappear off across the campsite, much to the amusement of everybody else watching. Okay, right, we're going to leave that line like that to dry out for a moment, and we'll come back in a minute just to finish off. Needless to say, what we're going to do is just fold that one up, put it into its bag, put the pegs in the bag with it, and bingo, that's the job. Job's a good one. No more professional than the last one, but let's hope it's useful.